Am raw to the bone. Come on in, y'all. I had a piece of hair hanging from my eyes, and I realized my sunglasses are dirty, but we're gonna live with it for now. But I'm gonna start y'all off with the positive vibes. Happy Tuesday, y'all. What are the positive vibes? You know what I say? I always say it's gonna be a what? A good damn day.
Step one, wake up early, go rise in the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you want to be. Step four, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Life ain't easy though, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high,
Other times I'm barely breathing, y'all.
You always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison they rot. And full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good.
Good morning,
My
Debbie.
I'm lost.
Hey, what?
Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it.
Positive thoughts are overtaken.
I got patience.
One day at a time, that's how you operate a cadence.
So flow, you grow, you show yourself the foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation.
I live my life in my head.
Like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, Hillbilly. Good morning, Shirley.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up,
Today's gonna be a good day. Step off. Hey. Good morning. Good morning. I am over here suffering. I'm sweating. They got all this construction going on in my neighborhood, making a bunch of noise. I just finished working out on my bike, so I'm still in thermal mode, so I'm still sweating and fogging up my glasses. Good morning, Nakia. My body is putting off so much heat, I can't even put my glasses on right now. Literally just got off my bike. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. You know, I had a short break on my bike because, I injured my back. I had some other shit going on before I went to Jamaica. And, I swell very easily. I get a little fluffy very easily. And so I started to feel the fluffiness in me, the swelling in me and stuff like that. And so I'm telling you, you got to know your body. My body needs to work out. And so I hopped back on my bike, got back in my routine. And my body don't feel swollen no more. Your body gets used to a routine. And so mine is this damn bike. And so I am back at it faithfully on this bike early in the morning, getting it out the way, right? Because if you can't make a commitment to yourself, how can you make commitments in any other aspects of your life? Great question. All right. And so I had to share that with y'all while I'm trying to cool off, but I'm going to have to go get something to wipe my glasses because I can't take it. They dirty. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Hillbilly. Good morning on this icy day. Yes, Aquanda. Good morning. Good morning, Nut Nut. Good morning, Shirley. Good morning. Get your coffee. Happy Tuesday. This is Coffee with Friends. Look at this. Look what's on my desk. This is my nail. This was my nail. Remember I had green nail polish on? This was my nail from yesterday. I was sitting at my desk working feverishly, and I'm typing and my nail popped off. Okay. And so I did go get my nails done over. It was this nail that popped off. And so I hate tips. And so I always ask her when she extends my nail to do an extension using the gel, because I hate tips. I do. But my nail is popped off. So, the upkeep of being a woman. So what happened, Hillbilly? Oh my goodness, Cena is on Facebook. That's how we can see her full name. How did you hurt your wife last night, Hillbilly? Playing Stuff the Turkey. Playing Stuff the Turkey. I'm scared. I'm scared. Good morning, Brandilla. You hear your cicadas are coming. What is it, April and May? I tagged you in it so that you were warned. I want to know what playing Stuff the Turkey look like. Oh, Aquanda. You see, Aquanda. You wish somebody stuffed you. You know what? I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you, Aquanda. Thank you, Brandilla, for being the stand-up citizen and minority that you are. You gave the thumbs up on the way in. That's how we should be doing it. Minorities, as sign named y'all. Please follow the rules and give the thumbs up on the way in so that you don't have to worry about stopping, pausing, and going back to get the thumbs up. I mean, it makes perfect sense to me. Give the thumbs up. Wait a minute, Deb. You said you're not going to ask any further details to be on the safe side. I want to know details. What is Stuff the Turkey? Because I want to know if I want to play. The fuck? I like games. Listen, I sent Nakia a video the other night because I was... I be in here just being naughty by myself. And I dressed up. I put my little outfit on. And I sent a video to Nakia. And Nakia was like, you a whole damn mess. I told y'all, I be in here like housewives of Atlanta and Potomac and shit like that. You know how they get dressed up and just be walking around the house sexy for no damn reason? You be like, why do people get dressed up in sexy clothes or sexy loungewear and just be walking around the house and nobody in them? Well, that's me. I do it all the time. I love to dress sexy, even when there's nobody here but me. I be like, what you doing? Where you at? You got plans. Don't say that to my damn self, right? I like to look good for my damn self. How many people in here just dress up in nice, sexy loungewear, nightwear, and just lounge around their house for themselves? Me. I be on video with my mother and she be like, oh, that's a nice bra. Oh, that's a cute outfit. I be in here by myself. Because I feel like we go through so much effort to dress up and look sexy for other people so that they can play Stuff the Turkey, hide the sausage. But do we dress up for ourselves just because we want to feel good? Do you? I do. I do it all the time. I buy so many lounge clothes, night clothes, that I swear I need to have a different one on each week. Good morning, Johnny. I know it's not just me. I don't do it yet, but it's one of my goals. A goal? What's stopping you from doing? Brandon, that should be, listen, girl, I'm trying to understand. I'm not judging you. I'm trying to understand, how is it a goal when all you got to do is just throw some sexy shit on? Like, you do it for other people. Why not do it for yourself? Listen, I be dressing so sexy sometimes. I just be wanting to play with myself. I be like, oh, you look good tonight. You want to touch yourself? Oh, my mama came in. Hi, mama. But I do. I love it. Like, I do. I don't like wearing raggedy clothes in the house, even when I'm by myself, because I feel that it caters to how I feel about myself. Girl, sexy could be Brandilla. Let me tell you something about sexy. Sexy could be a pair of little teeny shorts and a little tank top thing and walk around the house like that. Girl, anything that, listen, anything that make me look at myself, I do it. Right? I do it. Cute little things. I shouldn't say sexy, because sexy, it is a natural thing that exudes people, I think. I think either you're sexy or you're not, but that's my opinion, right? But yes, Brandilla, more like cute clothing. How you are and how you present those clothes is another thing. I like to be sexy. I can see sexy. Good morning, y'all. And so I don't like to be naked so much, Aquanda, because I sweat a lot, and because I have hot flashes and I sweat, I need clothes. I need something on to kind of make me feel comfortable. I don't like my skin touching skin and with the sweat. Like, that irritates me. So, like, it might be weird when I'm in bed with my man or whatever, and I get up and put panties on, and he might be like, "Why are you putting panties on?" Because I need to have something on when I sweat. Because I sweat. I do. Dev said, "Oh, Hillbilly said, I don't like wearing clothes." Okay, so you and Aquanda like to be naked. I like to wear clothes, but very little clothes, but I still like to have something on. Deb said, "Okay, Roy, I need to do better because I love my raggedy clothes. They are so comfortable and I love them." Wait a minute. Not I love my raggedy clothes. That's okay, Deb. If you find comfort in your raggedy clothes, I'm not judging you. Good morning, Mika. Hide the sausage is stuff the turkey. I'm guessing I hillbilly, but where the hurt come in? That's the part. Did you stuff it in the wrong place? How did you hurt your wife stuffing the turkey? Did you stuff her in the wrong hole? Right, Nakia, that's the up girl. That's the other thing. That's the other thing, Nakia, sitting on furniture naked and all the body fluids and everything. I'm going to be honest, I have fucked on my couch. There's body fluids on there, but I vacuum the shit and I put baking soda on the shit and I vacuum it up. Motherfuckers, y'all done sat in people's sex before. Don't act cute. Okay? I done fucked on my couch. Okay? And so bodily fluids have been on my couch. But I don't make a habit of being naked on my stuff because, again, I sweat a lot. So that's a good point, Nakia. Body fluids. I wasn't thinking of it at that level. I was thinking of it. But yes, bodily fluids. My girlfriend got mad at me, and I was just telling Nakia this story the other day, how she got mad at me because she was laying on she was staying with me at the time, and she was sleeping in my guest room. And I walked past the room and she was laying on the mattress. The bed wasn't made. She had stripped the sheets. The sheets were washing, so the mattress was bare. Okay. She's laying on the mattress. I was like, ma'am, excuse me, don't lay on the bare mattress. And she was like, why are you making a big deal about me laying on the mattress? I said, because I cannot fucking fold the mattress up and put it in the washing machine and wash the mattress. Your bodily fluids is getting on my mattress. I cannot wash the fucking mattress. I can wash the mattress cover, the sheets and shit like that. But being that you have the mattress cover and the sheets and everything in the wash, stay the fuck off the mattress. Like that was a bit, she didn't understand that. And I'm like, I don't understand why you don't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. So, and I do have a steamer for that purpose too, because I be steaming shit. I steam my couch too. So I have fucks on my couch, but I've steamed it, okay? Deb, that sound nasty. I have fluids as well. We all have fluids. Why does this sound disgusting this morning? Why are y'all talking about bodily fluids? The way y'all are talking about it is making my stomach fucking hurt. Good morning, Reginaldo. Oh, hell no. Aquanda said her bodily fluids mark territories. See, I'm dead. I'm gonna need to read the positive thought for y'all because y'all doing too much. Y'all hurting my stomach. Cheryl Stanley Steamer. Hillbilly says, Cheryl, the flipping and the rolling process. Feet near the ceiling, bent in half. Hillbilly! Hold up. Hillbilly. You were flipping and rolling your wife around, feet on the ceiling and bent in half? Oh, that sounds interesting. You done sat on my couch plenty of times, Nakia. I done fucks on all of my couches. You done sat on every last one of them. Stop it. I'm bound to fucks anywhere in my house. The counter. The fuck. Listen, you can sit me in the refrigerator if it'll hold me. I'm just saying. But I clean. The fuck? I clean. But Hillbilly had his wife's feet on the ceiling and bent in half. I want to know what the fuck. And Cheryl Lee sleeps naked. Wow, Cheryl Lee, that's why you be paying extra to have your own room on our trips? Oh, shit. Don't be busting in Cheryl Lee's room. DJ, come on in and sit down. Come on in and sit down. We didn't even read the positive thought. I'm going to just go ahead and read the positive thought for today because y'all are going too far. Today is January 23rd, and January is the month of life. We need some positivity in our life, so I'm going to go ahead and start this off before we get into the day. Our topic today is resentment. Any of you ever feel resentment? Any of you ever had a feeling of resentment from a family, towards a family member, in a relationship, anything of that nature? What is resentment? We're going to talk about that. But in the meantime, between time, I'm going to let the topic marinate with y'all as I read the positive thought. Resentment. Think about any time in your life that you felt resentment against anyone. You know, you had resentment, whether you were in a relationship or resentment from a family member, friends, whatever. What did that feel like? How did you resolve it? Did you resolve it? Can you overcome resentment? This is something that we were talking about in a low pocket discussion between me, myself, and Debbie. And we were talking about resentment and if you can get over resentment and what resentment looks like. All right, so let that marinate and let's talk about that resentment. Can you get over resentment? What does it look like? What is resentment? We'll get into that. January 23rd. January is the month of life, and we're almost at the end of January, and y'all rush the fucking Capricorns out, but that's all right, because Capricorn energy never dies. Okay, January 23rd. Life will work for me when I realize I am in a different part of the same boat as everyone else. I am in a different part of the same boat as everyone else. Life doesn't always go the way you want or plan that it will go. It hardly ever looks the way you first envisioned that it would look. It really feels comfortable or as if you have had it under control. And quite often, there are things that you cannot control. That's life. Life is usually what happens just when you are planning something else. Baby, don't I know it? It moves at its own pace, which is usually faster or slower than you would like it to. It moves in its own direction, which is often not the direction in which you are going. It opens up when you least expect it and shuts itself down at the most inopportune moments. It gives for no reason and it takes the same way. It starts abruptly and stops just short of the goal. It changes. Then it refuses to change. It runs smoothly. Then it hits a bump. It feels good for days, weeks, and months at a time. Then all of a sudden it makes you sick. Then it loves you. Then it leaves you high and dry. It will help you out when you need it most, then knock you down and roll right over you. It will present you with an answer, then it will present you with questions that do not match the answers you have been given. Life. It is good for a while. Then it sucks all the goodness out of you. That's life. It could be good for a while, and then it sucks the life out of you. That's life. Until today, you may have spent a great deal of time focused on making life move around you. Just for today, be devoted to allowing the life within you to flow on its own way at its own pace. Today, I am moving in the flow of life. I am living the life that flows. How many of you sit making plans, setting goals for your life, and you sit and you wait and you're trying to rush life to get there? Or you are making so much progress with your goals, right? And then some stumbling block comes along and knocks you off your feet, and then you find that you are taking 10 steps back. Ooh, that's life. Life happens. 1 minute you are steamrolling through life, and the next moment life is steamrolling over you, right? But each and every time we get steamrolled over, we need to stand back up, and we need to understand that that's what life is. Sometimes we go 5 paces up to come 2 paces down. That's life. I sat here plenty of times asking myself, why the fuck do I feel like I have reinvented myself 3 and 4 times in my life? And for a moment, I'll beat myself up and I'll be like, this is utterly ridiculous, Robin. You're 57 years old and you have reinvented yourself a good number of times. You have started life over again a good number of times. You've had to have a reset a good number of times. And I've questioned myself. And I'm like, oh my God, why is life doing this to me? But based on what this says, that is what life is about. That is what life is about. I am in a different part of the same boat with everyone else. We just moving around this fucking boat, trying to keep afloat. Right? So I've learned to not feel guilty about reinventing myself, not feeling guilty about starting over. I hope I don't have to start over at this point in my life, but if I do, so the fuck what? It's nothing wrong with constantly evolving. Like y'all said, they say every 7 years we evolve. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's stop beating ourselves up for hitting brick walls in our life. Let's stop beating ourselves up for having to reevaluate where we are in life and making new plans. Don't let anybody tell you, oh my God, you too old to change directions, change careers. We got the general on here changing whole careers. Right? Don't let anybody make you feel like you have to stay where you are and continue along the track that you are walking. If you decide you want to take a right or a fucking left, do it. Life waits for no one, right? Life shows up for you when life shows up for you. And it's either going to knock you down or push you forward or tink you side to side. But the ultimate thing is to keep going. And don't try not to. Talking to myself. Try not to look at other people's lives, right? And compare the movement in your life, in your businesses, in your relationships, personal goals. Don't compare them with someone else because, baby, I know so many people that on the front of the scene, it look real good. In the back of the scene, it's stressful. Okay? What we see is not always what it is, right? That's why we can't look at other people's lives and feel envy, jealousy, wish we were there, right? We have to focus on where we are in life and how we can continue to navigate through it. What does it say? Until today, I am moving in the flow of life. Today, I am moving in the flow of life. I am living the life that flows. And that's the message for today. Hopefully you got something good out of that. Deb said my sofas will remain safe in the house. Deb, you sure? Your sofas are very comfortable. Okay. Right, y'all. I don't know. Don't sleep on my mattress. I don't like it. I know, Deb. Deb said he'll... Man, I want to be a fly on the wall. I do. I want to be a fly on the wall. Okay, so today's topic is resentment. Let's talk about resentment. What is resentment? Anybody want to tell me what they think resentment is? In the meantime, between time, I want to announce our new book club read. We are starting, the last book club was a flop because I picked, it didn't start with you as the book, and it's a really clinically written book, and you really need to be sitting with a therapist to read that shit. So put that book to the side. It didn't start with you, and work with your therapist with that book, because that's what I'm gonna do with mine, because that book was hard for me to get through. I couldn't get through some of those questions because I'm not ready. But I did, y'all. I did with Nakia on the phone, because I be needing that extra. I did finally email the therapist that I've been looking at for the last couple of weeks to see if she could take, if I could do an initial consultation with her, because I really need to jumpstart this therapy session of mine, because Lord, I do need to start it, right? But in the meantime, between time, we have a new book, okay? It's called All About Love. It's by Bell Hooks, all right? This book was raised and suggested by Cheryl Lee, our Coffee with Friends member, whose therapist asked her to define love. And you know what's so crazy about this? Last night while I was at the nail salon, I ran into my girlfriend Marie, who came into the nail salon, and we were talking, and I showed her this book, and I said, this is the book that we are about to read. And I said, one of the Coffee with Friends member therapist asked her a question. She asked her, how does she define love? Do you know what my girlfriend Marie said? Marie said her therapist asked her the same damn thing. And it was a question she struggled to answer. How do you define love? Love as a noun or love as a verb? How do you describe it? How do you use it? How does it show up in your life? How do you give love, right? And so Cheryl Lee suggested this book, All About Love. She already read it, but she's going to read it again. We are going to, Debbie has the book. Fancy K ordered the book. Debbie already has the book. Nut is going to get the book or either borrow Debbie's book. I don't know who else on here wants to, I don't know anybody else on here wants to purchase the book, but it's called All About Love. It's on Amazon. It's 230 pages, or 200 38 pages, okay? 238 pages, and it costs $9.99. Okay, I read the excerpt to you guys yesterday. This is the book. I wanted y'all to know that I really ordered it and I have it. And so I'm going to start reading my book this week. I'm actually going into the office tomorrow, so I won't be here tomorrow, y'all. I'm going into the office tomorrow, so I will start reading this book on my bus ride into the office, okay? I feel like it's going to be a quick read. 230 pages, and the letters are big. Okay, so we should be able to get through this nicely. All right, so that is our book club book for this quarter. Book club book. All About Love. By Bell Hooks. Okay. Good morning, Smokey. All About Love by Bell Hooks. Please get the book, order it. Our first book discussion will be March 8th. That's a Friday night, right? A lot of us, well, not a lot of us, but some of us will be physically together in Texas, and we'll be doing a wine and cheese and things book discussion on Friday night. We will also go live on the video / voice channel on Discord for all those that are not in Houston, Texas, and we will find the book on YouTube, and we will all pick a chapter in which we want to discuss out of this book. These books are chapters, right? Okay. And we will discuss a chapter that we want to discuss in the book. Now, some people might select the same chapter, and that's okay. If you select the same chapter to discuss, you just give your aspect and your thoughts on that chapter, and the next person gives theirs. We can listen to the chapter on YouTube if we can find it that way, and we can listen to it being read, and we can have a full-blown discussion. March 8th during Wine and Cheese and Things, All About Love. Okay, this is our attempt. Now, again, this book was recommended by a therapist, to Cheryl Lee, and so we're all going to read it because this is a healing platform. We are learning to be better and do better, and a part of that is participating in the book club, reading, and having discussions. Okay, so we have a book for our book club reading with friends segment of Coffee with Friends. Okay, March 8th will be our first book reading. Get you a book, $9.99. All right. Okay. That. Resentment, y'all. What does resentment, how would you define resentment? Hillbilly, I saw you said you have resentment against your whole family. Is that what you said? Hillbilly said millions of people sitting in their living room watching TV. To me, living is loving. Since I don't have a loving room, I think I'll go sit under a tree and think about how things used to be. Woody Harrelson. Mm-hmm. Hey, good morning, Michael Robinson. Okay, Debbie, I know you bought the book, but now you got a reason to read the book, all right? Pat said, I don't wear it as a badge that I'm a college graduate, but don't get it twisted. Don't come for me or fuck with me. I will have no mercy. Oh, and we know that, Pat. Oh, let me go up because I missed some resentment comments. All right, let me go up. Resentment. Great, Brandilla. See, we're going to have a reading. We're going to have a good reading experience this time. I promise y'all. Okay? How would y'all describe resentment? Okay? I want to take a spiritual bath. Hillbilly, you said your whole family. What did you mean by that? Pat said, I resent when someone attempts to put me down in front of someone or people. I don't hold on to it because I nip it in the bud. I will embarrass them without mercy. Wow, that's a good way of not building resentment, right? Dealing with something right away. How can we avoid feelings of resentment? Like I've lived I've had people have resentment against me, and I've had resentment against other people, right? How do we avoid or nip these feelings in the butt? And Pat had a great response, right? Don't let it slide. When some shit happens and you start to feel annoyed by it, or it's an action where you feel mistreated and you start to feel a tinge of resentment, Pat says she nips it in the butt right away and she deals with it. What happens when we don't deal with the mistreatment that we are experiencing from other people and that resentment constantly builds? What happens? Hillbilly says some choose to sit and watch as life goes by. I feel they died when they chose to do that. I agree. You know, I be living life, Hillbilly. I know. And some people be like, I'm living my life on the edge. Right? Because I know so many people who retire and then die. And I'll be like, oh, they saved all their 401k to die as soon as they retire. They worried about their retirement plan and how much money they were going to get paid in Social Security. They stretched it until they were 72 to retire and then they died. I need to enjoy life now. I do. I'm probably going, I don't know how much money I'm going to have when I'm old. Because when I'm old, I ain't going to be able to drop it like it's hot in Jamaica. I ain't going to be able to be flipping all around the country doing, well, I might if I keep riding this Peloton. I might. Because what was that story that Debbie and Fancy K threw in our chat the other day? And I read up on this lady before. The old ass lady, no disrespect, who was 101 years old, that just retired as a park ranger. This woman is living her best life. She's 101 years old. And still moving around. Just retired as a park ranger. She says she don't want to be known as the 101-year-old lady that retired as a park ranger. No. She wants to just be known as Betty. Yes, Betty, live your life. 101 years old. Resentment. Resentment describes a negative emotional reaction to being mistreated. How do y'all manage resentment? Or how have y'all managed resentment? Brandilla said, I feel my mother does that, Hillbilly. She seems very unhappy. I've tried to encourage her to find something that gives her joy. She never does. You know, Brandilla, you've talked about that before about your mom. Is she clinically depressed? Does she go to therapy? You know, is she grieving something? You know, people deal with a lot of deep emotional stuff. And you know, that's unfortunate, Brandilla. I pray for your mama. Aquanda, chapter 5. I was on chapter 8 in the last book, and it was asking me questions that I'm not ready to deal with. It was asking me to write shit down, and I was like, So I can't. I know I needed the 1-800 therapy hurry the fuck up number. That book was giving me pains. It was taking me too deep of places I wasn't ready to go and wasn't ready to deal with. And so I had to put that book down. But that book, It Didn't Start With You, is a really good book to navigate through if you are in therapy. Okay. Okay. Cheryl Lee said, resentment is usually unresolved issues with yourself or someone else. Why do we hold on to these unresolved issues? Why do we hold on to these unresolved issues? For me, in my last relationship, I was very resentful. I was so resentful that I was so bitchy. I was so, to the person, not bitchy to everybody, but to the person. Like, it just got real bad. Like, everything irritated my soul. And the reason why I couldn't resolve the issues at hand is because he didn't have great communication skills. And so every conversation to him was an argument. Every conversation turned into a shouting match. And this motherfucker could shout louder than me, and he would buff up his chest. Y'all know my ex, he was all muscular and shit, had the big fucking muscular arms. And so when he puffed up his chest and walked around and got louder than me, I was never afraid. I was never afraid because, he's a pussycat. He's not going to do anything physically to me, okay? I was never afraid, but I was exhausted mentally. Like, I was like, I cannot compete with this motherfucking bear in my house. Wolf, maybe. Growling and barking and shit. And pumping up their chest. And it was just draining me mentally. And I felt like nothing I had on my mind and in my heart could be discussed because everything was a fucking argument or a fight. And I was just so resentful. And then it got ugly. It got so ugly because then everything was, you a motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. Get out my fucking face. I just became nasty and bitter. Right? Because I had all this pent up stuff that wasn't being resolved because I couldn't talk to him about it. Or when you talk to him about it, he turned it around on you. Oh, remember that time you did so and so? I hate motherfuckers that do that. Right away when when you sit them down and be like, this is an issue that I'm having right now. And they go back to some shit you did a year or two ago. That's a trigger for me. In my next relationship, if a man do that, I'm going to listen, I might cut them. Because that's a trigger for me. Okay? If you got an issue with me, deal with the issue at hand. Do not fucking wait until I sit you down and talk to you about something to go, remember that shit you did 6 months ago? I don't want to hear, motherfucker. That is poke worthy. That's poke worthy because you should have told me 6 months ago. I don't want to fucking hear it. Y'all said resentment to me is holding on to hurt because you can't change the past action. Why can't you change it? Give me an example of something you can't change. Besides the passing of someone, of course. Hillbilly. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Hillbilly said, my family never put me first, never considered me as an equal, always took what was mine for themselves, downright hurt me when they could. Fuck them. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Hillbilly. I am so sorry that happened to you. And it's a blessing that you are able to come here and share that with us because there's some shit that, people can't even bring to their mouth still because they're still dealing with the hurt and the pain of it, right? And so for you to come here and tell us that your whole entire family never put you first, how does that play out in your adult life today? Your family never put you first. How does that play out in your adult life today? And do you still hold on to that resentment, or have you released that resentment? And if you released that resentment, what work did you do to do that? Debbie, I hope so. Because, listen, I was riding my bike today and I winced all the way through because my right knee has been giving me hell. All right. And it's the knee that I had surgery on. So I can't even fuck with that knee because it already doesn't have enough cartilage in it. And so if they have to go and scope it again, it'll be bone on bone. And I don't want to do that. But lately, my right knee has been buckling from underneath me, but I don't give a fuck. I still get on that bike. Okay. I got on that bike this morning and my knee, I felt it And I had to keep repositioning myself to make sure that my legs were moving in the proper 360 motion to prevent injuring my knee. But it ain't gonna stop me from riding that bike, because the one thing about the bike is if you have knee trouble, leg problems, anything, all right, the first thing they put you on is the bike, right? So the only difference is maybe my rides won't be as aggressive. But this morning, baby, my knee was on a little bit of fire. But I rode through that shit because guess what, Debbie? I want to be able to drop it like it's hot for a really long time. Okay, for a really long time. So my knee better act right, and both my knees are bad, mind you. The right knee has surgery. The left knee is looking like it might want to be scoped, but I'm holding on. Good morning, I am Jacinta. How is our Coffee with Friends, baby? I am Jacinta. I've been so busy, but I need to get your address for our Coffee with Friends, baby, okay? I've been so busy. Johnny said, I lived in resentment when I had some things taken away that was out of control. But when I look at it now, it holds no bearing in my life now. So it was no need to hold on to it. Wow. That's a good one, Johnny. Thanks for sharing, right? I lived in resentment. How long did you live in resentment for? And how did it play out in your life? Oh, I am Jacinta. Listen, anytime you need to talk, baby, jump on Discord. Somebody will jump on there with you and just talk to you and keep you company. We know new mothers, it's hard. It's hard on the new mothers and the adjustment the first couple of months, not weeks. Shit, couple of years. Listen, we got you. Johnny said, you hold on to resentment long enough, it will give birth to bitterness. Who has crossed over to bitterness? You know, my girlfriend last night, she said something to me when we went in the nail salon, right? She was like, Robin, I need to start participating in your show more, but I've been working my ass off. Like, this is one of my friends who got like 355 jobs. Like, I have a population of friends that just be working their asses off. And sometimes they make me question my life. I'll be like, what? Like, I need to be able to sit down on the couch and have some alone time. I like some downtime, some TV time. I cannot work through. Like, literally, she came to the nail salon to get her nail fixed during her lunch break last night. It was, what time was my nail appointment? 4:00. So she came in there about 6. I was about to get my feet done. My nails was done already. And she was on her lunch break about to go back to work on her second job. Okay. And then she's going to go home. And then she had a night job, an overnight job that she does where she's a personal nurse for a child. I'm like, what? You got 3 jobs? And she's like, yes, the economy is killing me. All right. And she said to me last night when I said to her, well, she said, I need to join your show, Robin, because I'm really fucked up. I'm past resentment. I am whole bitter. I said, what do you mean you are bitter? She says, Robin, I am so bitter. I am bitter, 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 bitter. I am bitter when it comes to relationships and dating. I am so bitter. And some of the shit that she told me that she thought about doing, I cracked up in my head. So you're right. It can turn into bitterness. And she admitted that she is so bitter right now. How do you turn that around? Resentment and unforgiveness goes hand in hand, creates bitterness, as Johnny said. How do we turn that around? And it don't. Because you be bitter about somebody and they be living their life vida fucking loca. Right? Deb said, is there anything you... Oh. Yeah, yes. Thank you, Debbie. Okay. Brandilla said, resentment is a manifestation of anger. We feel anger when our expectations are violated or when our boundaries are crossed. How do we resolve resentment with family members, friends, significant other when communication is bad? How do we resolve resentment? How do we overcome it? Brandilla said, in the case of resentment, we have expectations regarding things we deserve to get from the world. When we do not get them, the situation seems morally unjust to us. And from this belief comes resentment. Resentment emerges. Oh, that's the definition from Berkeley. Okay. Send you sleep and understanding. I am Jacinta. Ooh, we can send you some understanding. That's sleep, though. I know it, girl. You gotta sleep when the baby sleep. Yes, y'all, tell her. Gotta sleep when the baby sleep. Don't matter what time it is. Just go to fuck to sleep. And I know it's easier said than done because I'm not a sleeper during the day. And so that would be hard for me. But this is how we got to retrain ourselves when we have kids. All right. Hillbilly said, because I asked Hillbilly indicated that he has resentment, his family against his family members because they never put him first, right? And I asked Hillbilly, how does this show up in his life today? And he says, I put my family first, no exceptions, because I took the hit to break the cycle. From my daughter forward, healing has occurred. And baby, that part. You see, I did too. Hillbilly. See, when I was growing up, I went through some life experiences as a child too. And I didn't always feel like I was put first either. And so when I had my child, you couldn't fuck with my kid. It was almost toxic. Like, you couldn't tell me shit. Couldn't tell me shit. I didn't care. Every time he got arrested, every time he got in trouble, I was there. And anybody ever looked me in my face and said something negative, I'd be like, you could get it. You could fucking get it. Right? And people didn't understand it. But I think it was my need to put him first, to put him in the forefront and be there for him because I didn't feel like I had that level of support growing up. You pay it forward. Dysfunctional family abuse. Deb said, I'm so glad we are having this conversation. To me, it goes back to why forgiveness is necessary. It's necessary for you so that resentment doesn't enter the chat. You know, I fight with that forgiveness shit. I do. I really do. I fight with it because I don't forgive, like, and maybe my life is going to be fucked up. I don't fucking know. I don't forgive my ex for treating me the way he did. I forgive myself for not unpacking some of the unhealed versions of myself that caused me to choose a relationship like that to be in. I'm forgiving myself, right? For choosing relationships based on the unhealed version of me. I don't forgive them. And I know people are like, you got to forgive them. But y'all know, some of y'all know that been following me for a long time. I don't give a fuck about none of that. And maybe my life ain't never going to be right to based on some of y'all definition of forgiveness, right? But I forgive my fucking self, okay, for not working on my damn self to choose better for the healthier experience of being in a relationship. I forgive myself. I don't forgive them motherfuckers. Great advice, y'all. Let the OB doc know if you are struggling and it's not getting better. And we are here to support you mentally and physically for those who live close. I mean, Tap into your support system. I'm learning to ask for help. I never used to ask for help before, but I'm coming out of that shell and I'm learning to ask for help. Like, I'm about to ask for some help because I did. Where's Clive? Where's Clive? I done backed out of my parking spot in the garage, right? And I was in a hurry to go somewhere, and I always park close to the pole. And when I backed up, I hit my mirror on the pole and it cracked a little bit. I need Clive, because I know Clive will find me a 2013 mirror for my car, and I'll drive it to Pennsylvania. Can you and your sons put a new mirror on my car for me? Like, I'm starting to ask for shit. Where's Clive? I need you. Can you come here and do the mirror on my car? Listen, once my car get a dent or it start looking raggedy, I don't want it. And I'm depressed because my car don't have no dents and no shit like that. And for my mirror to have a crack on it, even though my car is 10 years old, it don't have no dents and shit on it. Okay, it ain't raggedy. And the mere fact that my mirror is cracked is fucking me up. Clive, come help me. Back to this resentment. Johnny Leon Hill said, I resented my mom. I went to Georgia for college and she didn't want me to go. So the first chance she got, she brought me back home. In Georgia, I felt like I was growing into a new man. I had a purpose, but when I came home, I felt like my growth was cut short and I felt lost, but my path to my purpose was cut off. I held that resentment for a while until I heard God say, how is holding on to it helping you now? Wow. You ever talk to your mom about this? Because I bet you she thought she was doing what was best for you, right? You ever spoke to her about this, Johnny? Sometimes mothers, we make decisions for our children when we think it's the best for them. And sometimes our kids don't understand that. And then sometimes, yes, they do feel a sense of resentment, That's a great question, y'all. Looking back, do you feel it was the right thing after all or no? That's a great question. Pat said, being angry and bitter towards someone is like you drinking poison and expecting the person to die. That's true. That's true. That is so true. That is so damn true. All I can do is shake my head at that shit. That is so true. Okay, Johnny said, y'all, no, it wasn't the right thing for me. But when I pivoted my thinking and realized there was another way, I was able to change my mindset on how I felt about the situation. Okay. Y'all said, Johnny, how long did it take you to get to that mindset? I'm just thinking about how to deal with my kid and his aspirations. Great. See, that's why I love this show. Because I say that when we bring up topics here, sometimes people are like, oh, why are we discussing this? But then we find out that somebody really needs some help and is looking for some advice and opinions and looking at other people's way that they've navigated through some of the same similar situations as a form of guidance. And I love that. I love that. So yes, Johnny, please share. Cheryl Lee said, in your mom's defense, Johnny, I was accused of being that helicopter mom, especially with my black son being in the South. I'm sure it was out of love and fear, hands-on or close. Listen, my son tried to move out of state years ago, and I was like, no. He wanted to move out of New Jersey long years ago. I was like, He was like, what? I was like, you're not leaving your mama and your kids are here. We need to be close. I used to be a real needy mom. I'm not as needy as I used to be. But I have a level of comfort that my son is literally 20 minutes away from me. If this motherfucker, at this point in time, if he turn around and tell me he moving, because at some point I think he's going to move out of state, I'll be okay with it, I think. But I don't even want to think about it. Okay. So I like my children close too. Y'all, you better let them know Coffee with Friends is a resource. We show up for each other. So Jacinta, don't play with us. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Okay. Johnny said, yes, it was hard. It was hard, especially a few years later. She allowed my sister to go to Florida for college and spent 6 years to get her degree. You know, the younger kids always get the loose rope. You know, Johnny, the loose rope. That's what I'm going to call it. The younger kids always get the loose rope, right? So you felt some type of way when your sister got to go to Florida for college and it took you back to that Georgia experience you had when your mama pulled you from Georgia? Have you ever spoken to your mama about it? You know, there's no book on how to be a parent. There really isn't. And as good of a parent as I said that I am, my son had a few complaints about me. You know, parenting is hard, especially when you have Black boys. And especially when you're a single mama with a Black boy. It's hard because you think of the Emmett Tills. You think of the Rodneys of the world. You think about all the Black boys and men that left their houses healthy and didn't come back home. And then our Black boys want to go down south. Then we got to be like, you want to go down south? What part of south? Right? Because the cost of living is cheaper. But then you got to worry about, am I going to fit in the town that I want to go to down south? And mothers worry. Deb said, from what I observed, parents be tired when it comes to those younger siblings. I remember my mom offering my two little brothers $1,000 just to graduate from high school, baby. I only had one kid. But I know for sure if I had 2 kids, that second kid, my son tore me the fuck down. The second kid, I would probably be half existing. Okay? The younger kids get a slide by. The older ones, shit. But of course, that wasn't extended to us older 3. She stayed on our butts to graduate with honors, but those younger 2, it changed to just graduate, please. Just graduate, please. Listen, I tried to stay on my son's ass to graduate, but baby, he was tearing a new asshole. When I transferred him to South Brunswick High School, and I was called up to school every 5 minutes. The president, the principal of the school was like, "This is not the streets." I cussed out the principal of the school. I said, "Excuse me, what do you mean this is not the streets?" But you assume because we are Black and we are new transfers to this school that we come from the street? All because my son up in the school fighting these white kids. I was like, can you listen? If you're gonna go to school and fight these white kids, then go the fuck to Sussex Community College and take your GED. And that's what he did, because he said, I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna fight these white kids. Because if they say some shit to me, I'm gonna fight them. I was like, go take your GED. Shit. And I really wanted to experience the high school graduation. I really wanted to experience dropping his ass off at campus to go to fucking college. I wanted to experience filling out financial forms and stressing out over these student loans. I wanted to experience all of that because I didn't experience it for myself. I had to go to college as an adult. But that motherfucker took his GED. So Debbie, if I had another kid, baby, I might have went to school for that motherfucker and been like, fuck it. These kids they drain you. Well, I'm not mad at you, y'all. Your son will absolutely not go to Mississippi, Alabama. Nope. All racist and dangerous. Nothing is coincidental. What do y'all say? I'm sorry, but I feel like everything happens for a reason, even the bad shit. Later, it would be revealed why if we seek guidance. I believe that. That's why I always say on here that I embrace my trials and tribulations, right? I didn't always embrace them, right? But through every trial and tribulation I have had, there was a learning experience there. There was, even as painful as it was. As painful as my trials and tribulations were and are, because I still got some. I still come through them shits. And they hurt when you going through it, right? They confuse the fuck out of me when I'm going through it. I doubt myself at times when I'm going through it, but when I come out on the other side, all I can say is thank you. Because if we seek, we will know why. Each one of my trials and tribulations have given me something. And I appreciate it. Johnny said, my mom and I talked about it years later, but I had to move out and I found my own way to accept that this was my new path. And only then was I able to let it go and talk to my mom about it. Understood, Johnny. Thanks for sharing. I know it's not easy sometimes to share real experiences in our lives because this show is live, right? And it's out here on social media and people are in your business. But the good thing about this, when you are brave enough to come on here and share some of your experiences, even though you might relive the traumatic experience of them, other people hearing them that might have similar situations or have had similar situations, they won't feel like they're by themselves. Somebody out there right now is going, dang, somebody admitted out loud that they had resentment against their mother. That was brave. That's how you heal, right? You didn't have, not just saying it out loud here, being able to say it and speak on it, period. You know, I post a lot of shit on social media and some shit I laugh at and people be like, why are you laughing at that? And I go, because I can laugh. There was a time that I couldn't laugh. And some people might not understand it. They'll be like, that's still toxic to be laughing. Mind your fucking business. This is what healing looks like for me. I can laugh at some shit now. Y'all said, I heard a successful woman say she got into a fight and the principal told her mom to send her to alternative school. The mom sent her to private school instead and reported the principal. He later had to apologize in front of the school board. It's not mandated. Listen, I have dragged principals through hell. Okay? I am one of those big mouth adults that will not let administration fucking sleep. Okay? Period. I was up at the school all the time. My son in Mount Vernon, before we moved to New Jersey, ended up in an alternative school. He belonged there though. You know why? Because I had to go to Mount Vernon High School and ask the truancy officer, why are you not knocking on my door? Why do I have to come up here and find out my son got 15 absences from one class? Why do I have to come to the school to find out that the truancy officer it needs to knock on my fucking door to tell me my son ain't going to school? Because you know why the truancy officer not knocking on my door? Because you got other motherfuckers who ain't going to school for 30 days, 40 days, and they got one truancy officer and 2,000 kids in Mount Vernon High School. That's why the fuck I left. Because I said, y'all got too many motherfuckers up in this school and not enough administrative staff. And these kids are running all over y'all. Y'all gonna graduate these kids and they gonna need remedial classes in college at this fucking rate. I left. Because I was like, no. Deb said, listen, it's so powerful when you can look back at a situation that brought you so much heartache and pain and simply laugh. It's refreshing and life-changing. Right, Deb? I be laughing, child. Some of the shit, I couldn't even say my middle name. My middle name is Alicia. R-A-W. Those are really my initials. Robin Alicia White. Okay? White is my ex-husband's last name. I kept the shit. Legally, it's my name. R-A-W are my initials, okay? Robin Alicia White. That is my full government name, okay? And I couldn't say my middle name for years because the circle fuck hoe fucked the bitch named Alicia who was in my circle and supposed to be a friend of mine. And I couldn't say my name for a really long time because that shit happened. That's how deep that shit hurt me. And then, you know, the healing process and all the bitterness, when the bitterness left and the resentment left, and I was able to say my name, other people were not able to say my name. If motherfuckers asked me what my middle name was, I told them, shut up. I don't want to fucking hear it. Don't fucking say my middle name and I'm not eating at P.F. Chang's. It took me years to eat at P.F. Chang's, and it took me years to say my fucking middle name. Resentment, bitterness. And now I laugh at the shit. I be like, damn, I couldn't even say my own fucking middle name. Shit. Cheryl Lee said, have you ever thought about what may not have or experience had you gone and stayed there and graduated, Johnny? Great question. What do you think you missed out on by not graduating from the school in Georgia? Great question. Great question. What do you think you missed out on by not going to that school in Georgia? What do you think your life would look like today if you graduated from the school in Georgia? Right? That's a great question. One thing I want to close with today is, you know, we talked about resentment. We talked about people that we've had resentment, held resentment against, right? One of the things we need to ask ourselves is, how can we prevent resentment from building? And a few of you have said it on this show. Communication. I know, y'all. I think about that too sometimes. What would my life look like if I didn't have my son, or if I had multiple kids or whatever? I feel like my life is supposed to be exactly what it is. I don't even know. I can't even imagine my life being any different. It's so weird, right? How can we prevent resentment from building? My only response is communication, being accountable, being honest with your feelings, addressing them as soon as you can. And if you happen to be with a person like the kind of person that I used to be with, where communication is unsuccessful, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm not healed enough to give you advice on that, because I don't know. That's a hard one. Okay. When you're with someone where you can't have effective communication, how do you prevent resentment from building? I don't know. Cheryl Lee said yes. And what might he not have in his life or experience in his life that he may not have experienced if he had stayed there and graduated? Hillbilly, I love you. Hillbilly said, I won't entertain a life without my wife or child. I love that. I love that. Johnny said, I think about it often as Cheryl Lee. The only thing that would probably be different is I was more practical back then. What does that mean? That's it, y'all. I agree, and I agree with that. That's the only answer. Communication. Pat had it right. Speak on it and don't let it linger. Confront it. What if you, and that's great advice. What if you have people in your life, or that person that you're addressing it with does not have good communication? Is it enough for you to just say it, address it, and walk off? How do we prevent resentment from building? Something to think about, right? Something to think about. When the question was asked, when Debbie and Fancy and I was talking about it, I was like, damn, that's a good question. You know, sometime in our chats, they be coming up with good questions, and I'll be like, what? Cheryl Lee in that chat too. I'll be like, huh? Don't be asking me these kind of questions, y'all, because I can't answer them. And then I write it down and I bring it to the show to see what y'all say. Right? Keep working on yourselves. That's all I can say, because none of us are perfect. All of us are work in progress. All right. And anybody that acts like they are perfect is a red fucking flag. Pat said, deal with resentment head on. Make the person feel like when you touch a hot stove, when they attempt to fuck with you. When you make the person feel like they touched a hot fucking stove. I like it. I like it. I like it. Good morning, Juanita. Dealing with resentment head on. Make the person feel like when you touch a hot stove, when they attempt to fuck with you. Great advice. All right. And I'm going to go from here. I'm going to make a couple of announcements. Books that I recommend from The Girl Next Door. Nakia, did you start reading your book yet? I literally have 3 chapters left to read, but it's a book that I often refer back to because the topics in this book are really good. Is he too good to be true? Is a topic in here. Is it okay to outgrow a friendship? Is a topic in here. It is absolutely okay to say no is a topic in here. Maintaining long distance relationship is a topic in here. All right. My dreams seem so far away is a topic in here. School and work have become too much is a topic in here. This is from the Girls Next Door. Okay. If you don't have this book, get this book. All right. This is also, I ordered this from Amazon. Okay. And our book club reading book is All About Love. Bell Hooks is 237 or 238 pages. All right. All About Love is our book club reading. We are going to have our first review of the book March 8th during Wine, Cheese, and Things in Texas. A handful of us will be in Texas physically. If others want to join and participate, we will be live in Discord on our voice and video channel in Discord. Please get familiar with Discord. If you don't have Discord and you don't have my Discord channel, go to the link in my bio. scan it or whatever, and you'll see the link for Discord. Okay. Make sure you're joining Discord so you see all the channels. Familiarize yourself with all the channels. Discord, we use Discord for sideline chats. We use Discord as our 24/7 hotline. If anybody is going through some things, you want to talk. If you wake up in the middle of the night and you're feeling anxious and you want to talk to somebody, just jump on Discord. Sometimes somebody will be there and they'll jump on with you and talk to you, keep you company. Sometimes Zena's just sitting in the voice channel room. Sometimes I'll just pop in the voice channel room and we'll just be there. All right. It's our 24/7 hotline because we understand that sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. Okay. And I really appreciate Zen for setting up the Discord channel for Coffee with Friends. All right. Because you guys be in there having whole hell of a conversations. And sometimes I don't even have the mental capacity to join, but I appreciate the fact that we are navigating as a family. Okay. The chosen family. We are showing up for each other. Okay. And so that's that announcement. Next announcement is Galveston House. Your balance is due by March 31st. I want to pay off the house by April. All right. So make sure you are coming in with your deposits. I will be sharing who owes what. Let me see. Do I have the paper? Because I probably, let me see. Let me see. Oh, did she put it here? Debbie, I always lose that page. Oh, wait, you might have put it here. I'm trying to find the, oh, here it is. Okay. So, oh, it won't show me the video. All right. So I have a bunch of people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people that have $150 balance. All right. And then I have the people who are showing up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people showing up on Thursday. 2 of them fully paid, need to pay their balances. They're paying a little bit more because we're going a day early and some people have special requests, so they paid a little bit more. Make sure your balances are paid by March 31st. If your balance is not paid by March 31st and you have not reached out to me to say I need a little bit longer, like a week or 2, then you are going to lose your deposit, right? And someone else can take the space in the house, or we'll just have more space in the house, right? I need to pay off the balance of the house, okay? Next order of business. This week, I should have my final link to the trip for DR, staying at Breathless Adult Resort, August 21st through the 25th. The trip details is coming together. Everything is being finalized. I should be reviewing the final details this week, and I will be sharing those details out, and you will be dealing with Avia Banks, aka Travel Joy, to secure all of your accommodations, okay? And so make sure if you're getting roommates, line your roommates up or whatever. You have your basic room, and then you have your upgrades that you could do. You have your basic room all the way up to the Exhale, EXHALE. Exhale Club is the VIP club rooms, at the resort. So if you want those will be there for you to select. You can make your trip as cheap as possible or expensive as you want. Up to you. All right. But I'm excited that all of these trips are happening. Have patience with me, guys. I have a lot of stuff going on. All right. Johnny said Proverbs 27:6 is a good scripture to help you with dealing with difficult conversations with your friends. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny said Proverbs 27:6, right, is a good scripture to help you when you're having difficult conversations with your friends. Okay. Great reference. I appreciate that, Johnny. In the meantime, tomorrow, 9 times out of 10, I will be going into the office So you probably will not see me on Coffee with Friends tomorrow. I will post that I'm in the office if I know for sure that I'm not going to be here, but I will be back on Thursday. All right. And so it's cold outside. I really don't want to go outside to the office, but I might have to. I got a lot of work going. All right. And so with that, I don't need to mention the other trips because the trips that I mentioned so far are enough to keep us occupied. We do have the rodeo coming up in March, right? That's right around the corner. We're already leaving January and going into February, right? So I have to book my ticket soon, but I need to call my attorney tomorrow just to make sure that I'm still good for traveling to Texas around March 6th. I'm going to try to get to Texas around the 6th or the 7th because I like to be there a day or two before the activity so that I can unpack my mind mentally, get through that hectic Bush airport and relax myself. All right. I need a couple of days to unwind before the activities start. All right. And so with that, y'all, I'm going to end the show because I got to go. I got to go do some work because work has been working me. But always move with peace and love. All right. And I'm going to send y'all out because you know what I say. No matter how low, you can still.
Even when you feel low, you can still go.
And you can.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go.
You can.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
And I don't. This is Coffee with Friends, and I'm raw to D-Bone. Come back on Thursday, y'all. Tomorrow I'm in the office. But get this message on the way out. Because what? Hey, hustle hard. I've been making moves.
Till I'm buried in my grave.
Hey.
Through the system, I don't wanna be saved. I've been doing shit my way, on the highway, and in the driveway. It's a nice range, 'cause I grind through the climb like white pain. You never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief.
Hey.
Never see with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy.
Hey.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
And I don't, y'all. Peace. I'm out.